Oh yeah, beautiful day today. Today we are going to run the electrical on that back wall, at least where we need it to pop through, so then we can put all that insulation on the wall, get that side insulated, then we'll move over to the other side. Rock and roll. Hey, where are you going?
Starting over.
You know I was gonna start recording. I'm like, where is she this guy here? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm going to check on you.
Can you see what I just ran the electrical? Let's check it out, okay?
Yeah.
Kitty and Zeta came out with her. Like, you and Zeta match so well.
My post snowboarding outfit.
Yeah. Here's our first outlet. I ran 3 of them. And essentially, this will be the kitchen area. Countertop, so I have an outlet just to the side of that. This is going to have a folding, that countertop we decided on. So it'll come up. These are set at 39 inches, so they're going to be a few inches above the countertop. Then we have this one that'll also be for the countertop, and then this one comes over here, and that will be for the side of the Murphy bed. When the Murphy bed comes down, we'll have a plug there for phones or whatever. And when the Murphy bed's up, it'll still give us enough room that we can utilize it if there's something we need to plug in here. And then this line is going to come, and then it'll come into this wall, which then will have a box here that you can plug in for power outside. And then we'll have another box over here on the other side for a switch. Once we frame this wall, we'll show you all that. And essentially, the power station and everything are going to be in here, the battery and the inverter. So we got to get power over to here. Basically, power is going to run all the way over to here. And if you remember, this is our switch leg that we ran for the bathroom light, which is right there. So we're going to run that down in here. So once we get power over into here, into this wall, then we can switch the power on and off to that light in the bathroom. And then we'll
All the electricals run. And we're ready to insulate the walls. So get to work, mister.
All right, back at it. We're going to, now that we got the wiring on that wall, we're going to do the insulation, screw it to the wall, and then we'll switch over to this other wall, this wall that bag's on. That's him.
That's how it works these days. This is our partnership.
Yeah.
You are badass, an amazing lover, and you work on this.
Cool.
I get all of my riding in before the snow melts.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, and this is kind of a one-person job anyways. We'll get you back soon.
Yeah, I can.
When it's two-person.
Thanks.
Love you. So I jumped over to the other side to do some electrical, and then we got to fill in the bottom of the insulation on the other side, and then we'll jump over and insulate this other side. Yeah. So here you see I got this electrical ran. That's going to be for the composting toilet, a fan, an exhaust fan, power for that, and then that'll be just if we need to plug anything in it. And so that whip comes up, it'll go in the wall that I'll put up here afterwards, that wall, and that wall will connect to the top, and I'll run that whip up and over down the wall, which essentially will connect to that power into the wall. I'm just doing those walls after because I want the tightest insulation. That's why I'm doing the whole wall, all these insulation before I put the walls up. And then I'll come back and fill in this. That's what I'm doing right now. Oh, and I got this electrical ramp. So I just hopped down there, brought power down there for another outlet, and then the power is going to do the same. Come up here. It's going to go along here and down. There'll be a whole wall along here. That's kind of the mock-up, the blue. Right, so as you can see, we've got this wall done. All the way ups and downs and alls around. And then we'll come back and I'm gonna silicone all these joints. And anything that's big like that, I'll spray some spray foam in. Then I'm gonna silicone all these. Well, I even might call it that too. Just squirt it way back in there. But like this, we'll use spray foam on that bigger gap. And then we'll silicone that edge. We'll get everything as airtight as possible so that this thing can get heated and cooled pretty easily and retain whatever heat and cool you get in. Time to do that wall and that wall and this wall. So I'm gonna start doing that now. Get that insulated now that I got all the wire in. Should be good to go. Good to go.
Over here talking to yourself.
No,
What are you doing?
talking to the camera about doing that wall now. Now that we got all the power in. See, I got this bottom one done.
Oh, nice.
So we'll just have to seal this stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll get that up so this can hold in the heat and cool and all that good stuff.
Oh.
Today, I'm going to be framing this back wall and then that other wall. Basically the bathroom wall and the storage wall. The storage wall then will support the Murphy bed, and the back side will be where we have all our food storage, water, our inverter, our battery, all the mechanical stuff hidden back there. And then off to the right we'll have a little space for like a roll-out little mini closet that we can hang clothes up and stuff and move it in case we need to access it without going out and around. So that's where I'm going to start off framing today. Then I'll flip over to the other side and frame the bathroom wall. And then all the framing will be done. So that'll be cool. It's kind of just go as we go. So I'll time lapse it and you can check it out.
And straight in?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Right here?
Yep. Yeah.
Nice. Let's see.
Is it pretty solid? Hell yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
Right here?
Uh-huh. Okay, now, did you see how I angled two at the bottom? Try and angle them up into that top plate. Yep. A little more of an angle.
More?
Yeah.
Like this?
There you go. Yep. There you go. Bring the gun down a little bit. See how you just didn't catch very much wood?
Yeah.
There you go.
One more?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That ass. And then just pull on it and test it. Yes.
I think it's going anywhere.
We got that wall done behind me, and I'll show you what the setup's going to be and how it's all coming together. Let me flip this thing around. That will be the little bit of a doorway where there will actually be like a rolling cabinet on wheels where we can pull that out. It'll actually roll back deep into there, so it'll only probably stick out, maybe 6 or 8 inches. And that way, if we need to come around here, if these doors are closed, this will all be storage for like food storage and everything. And this is what it looks like from this side. So I'll build shelving. I'm imagining somewhere up there we'll have our solar inverter and our battery. And then down here, we'll have storage for water, and food, and then outdoor stuff, just something you would need, basic stuff, some first aid, shovels. But this way, most of the time you would access this from this side. And that, like if I said, if you had to get in from this side, you could literally, the cabinet would be back in here, but then you could come in here and you could like push it in to get inside. If for some reason that side was blocked or something and you had to access the container from this side. But basically now that we've got this done, we've got it wired. So this is where our main power will come in from the battery. From our inverter to the battery will come in here, and then this power sends it along that wall over all the outlets. And this will send it up over to our switch legs up to our lights and some power there. So basically we have it going 2 different directions. And then one of these will be a switch for lights. Inside of this, I'm going to put some rope lights underneath the shelves so that it's good lighting. And the other switch, I'm going to put the power into that and then put a switch right here so that in order to power the whole room, you turn on the switch, and then that's what allows the power from the inverter to move around. That way, if you're leaving the unit and you don't want it to drain the battery, just as a fail-safe, you can turn that off also. Just so in case you had something random plugged in that you didn't want to check the whole place before you leave, you can just flip that off. And then you don't have to worry, flip off your inverter and everything, but that makes it an easy switch. Just so your inverter can continually get power coming into the battery and you don't have to turn the whole system off and worry about it possibly draining the battery. So now after my rambling, this is what I'm going to do next. Is I'm going to frame this wall.
get in my electrical boxes and tie up all the wires. So we'll do that really quick like. Oh yeah, I got the boxes. Then we're down in the boxes. Oh yes. Okay. Oh, 39. Bam, there's one. Bam, shabam. Shibba little lamb, lamb. 39. This one's going to be the light switcher. Okay. Now I got to go really drill a bit.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Now we're going to drill our holes to run our wires. Slick this back. Yeah.
Very good. Oh yeah, there's a one. There's the one hole. Got one hole down. And then we got another hole to run. Oh yeah. And my third hole. There. One over here. To bring this across. That should do it. Cool. Now I will do it to it. Where's my cutters? Cutters right here. So, and then we will cut that wire. And we will come through this hole. Over to here. Oh yeah. Cut through. Come on fire. You're on fire. Straighten that out. Okay, need a little extra. Okay, so it's got to be moved later. This guy to here. Oh yeah. Pull this up. Put it in the box. Okay. We'll come back and staple that later. Run this one over through here. Oh yeah. That's awesome. Very good. So, there's that. Turn that over. There's that. Oh, yeah. Cool. And we have these two last ones to bring over. Our power in, our switch leg. Very good. Very good. And we will stick those through the hole. Even through. Awesome, like that. That side. Oh yeah. And do the other side. I can get it to work. Oh. Alright. Oh. Rock and roll. Alright. Then I'll just go get some staples. Nail down my wires.
Real
and
quick
we're good to go.
recap. Framed, bathroom wall framed. So the power comes this way into that box over here. Bam, brings power, which the power goes up over to the fridge outlet, up over into the bathroom outlet, into the exhaust, not the exhaust, the composting toilet exhaust fan. And then this, the power comes over for the switch leg, and then the switch leg is one of these wires that goes back up and it goes into the ceiling for the light. So this will actually be a switch for the bathroom on the outside because it's a tight fit on the inside with the shower. And all the framing is done now. Window and the door soon, which is going to be like huge, and really start bringing this together. And then we'll put the substrate on, which I think we're going to do a cool like 2-foot pattern of plywood or something that we can paint white. So it'll be pretty cool, like a kind of like blocked, like half of what those are, but we'll see what it turns out. But I think 20 years of being in construction, I can come up with something pretty rad. And then once we have that, we can get our cabinets. There will be a little mini fridge, and then we'll have a cabinet run up on over the door cabinets. We'll have a stationary countertop there, and then this side is going to have a fold down, so we can fold it down and use this space to have dance parties. Yeah, and that bed will fold up, and then we'll have a nice big area for dance parties. All right, later.